doing super hot so far. And I'll let you know that there is no additional context for this card, other than I will just say this color is kind of like blue in the sense of it runs a lot of spells. So I'll give you that bit of context, but specific spells, there's no like weird combo or anything.
All right, well, this costs 12.
Yep, in a game where you can have up to 10 play points.
When playing this card, banish 10 spells in your cemetery. This card costs 7 points to play. Take another turn after this one. Wait, so it just costs 7? It costs 7 anyways? Hang on.
So it's a 12 cost spell. So normally you can't even play it even in the late game because you're never gonna have 12 play points in a turn.
Yeah.
And when you go to play this, you banish 10 spells. So keep in mind too that spells are like, not everything is a spell. Like in Magic, everything is a spell, but in Shadowverse, it has to say spell down here in the bottom left.
Yeah.
And so when you go to play this, you banish 10 spells from your cemetery, and then it becomes 7 instead of 12. And you get another turn after this one.
I mean, okay, so you're not playing this before turn 7.
Yeah, because then it's just like, okay, my turn again.
I mean, by turn 10, you probably have 10 spells in your cemetery. Does Archetype deal with a lot of, like, spell recursion from Graveyard?
Not spell recursion. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the archetype. It's, the main guy is Kuon, and he basically, the general gist, and the cards like specifically don't super matter, but like the general gist is like you play Kuon, he plays a follower that I believe has like Storm, so you can like Storm for some damage on the turn, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Oh my god, it's been so long since I thought of Kuon. Insane, I'm actually having to remember Kuon. Let me see, I'm gonna try to pull him up on my end real quick. Let's see.
I do think that this card's probably limited, just because it's a take an extra turn after this one.
Fair. There we go. Kuon is this guy. I'll let you read him. And he makes a token. I have the token.
Kuon, founder of Onmyodo. This card costs 1 less for every spell and Onmyoji card in your cemetery. Fanfare. If there is no celestial Shikigami on your field, summon one. And tap it, select up to 2 Shikigami followers on your field and give them Storm. And then you can pay 4.
So that's the description of the Shikigami.
I gotcha.
So this is the Celestial Shikigami.
They are aura farming. I will give them that.
Very true, literally and figuratively. But yeah, so it's a 4 cost. I mean, the cost doesn't matter, but it's a 4/5 follower with aura, which basically means it can't be targeted by card effects. And so basically, because of Kuon's tap ability to give a Shikigami follower Storm or 2 Shikigami followers Storm, 99% of the time you're going to give it to Celestial Shikigami.
Right.
So the general idea, and there's a little bit more to it, but this is the general gist without getting into all the nitty gritty. But basically, you tend to play Kuon for like essentially free because you're gonna have like 15 or more spell/Onmyoji cards in the cemetery. You get the Celestial Shikigami. You use Kuon to tap to give Celestial Shikigami Storm, deal 4. You could potentially play multiple Kuons and multiple Celestial Shikigamis, like 2 in a turn, because if you have 15 or more, they're free. And then like you can play D-Shift, and then it's my turn again, and then basically everyone can just punch face again.
Yeah,
that's kind of.
I have to imagine that this is. I mean, this could be banned, but it's probably just limit 1. I know that extra turn spells in Magic, like, people don't really like them because you either really like them or you really don't like them, and that depends on if you play them or not. The vast majority of them are in blue. There's one in green that's really funny that I run. Okay. What the heck is it called? Oh god, what is this card called? I haven't looked at my mono green deck yet.
Before I forget to ask you, do you know what I kind of see this as like a reference to in Magic? I
mean, I imagine it's one of the. Is this time? Was it not time manipulation? No, not time. It's not Ancestral Recall.
No, it's Is Ancestral Recall the one that's draw 3?
The one that's what?
Draw 3. I think it's like 1 mana to draw 3. Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking it up real quick. Yeah. No. So you're close, but it's not Ancestral Recall. But
not Ancestral Recall. The one that gives you the extra turn. Time Twister.
It is close. Time Walk.
Time Walk. That's it. The old Power 9 blue card.
Yeah. I thought this is kind of like as close to like a reference to that card as possible in Shadowverse. I figured, be a fun reference.
Yeah, except Time Walk is significantly cheaper.
yeah, obviously. It'd be the equivalent of like having an extra turn for 2 play points. Yeah. Like,
and that's why Time Walk is like thousands of dollars.
yeah.
I will probably never own one. That card is so expensive for like just proxy it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's why I thought it'd be a funny reference. Did you find the green card that you were looking for?
Yeah, it's so it's called Seed Time.
Seed Time.
It's not played very often because it's very funny.
Okay.
Because with all green cards trying to do things that blue cards do, it is there are stipulations.
Yeah.
It is 1 in a green. It's an instant. However, it says this spell can only be cast during your turn.
Okay.
It says take an extra turn after this one if an opponent cast a blue spell this turn.
That's funny. Okay. So
so
like,
it's really
niche.
funny when you go to end turn and the blue player goes, cool, on your end step, play this blue spell. And you go, okay, cool. In response, pay 2 for Seed Time. And they go, what the hell is wrong with you?
That's great. That's amazing. But no, that's kind of funny how it's like you have effects that are similar in other colors, but it's like not nearly as good or generic.
Yeah, there's a lot of Magic's gotten a little better about it of kind of breaking the color wheel.
Yeah.
Case in point, we literally had the next set that's going to be released. It's called Reality Fracture, where there's going to be iconic cards from like certain colors, but they're like color shifted and they do like small tweaks.
Okay.
So you'll have like cards that are really very cool in certain colors, but now they're in different colors, and you'll be able to like kind of you'll be able to like do a little bit of color breaking.
Okay, that's funny. So yeah, as far as D shift, so I guess in general, now that I kind of give you a little more context with Kuon, I didn't know what. So you were, I think, initially thinking like limited to 1, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's taking an extra turn's pretty. Like, I think taking an extra turn in Shadowverse is probably a little bit more beneficial than taking an extra turn in Magic.
Because keep in mind, when you take an extra turn, your play points also ramp up.
Yeah.
Like if you play this on turn 7. On your next turn, you have 8 play points now because you still ramped up 1 play point.
Yeah, well, I mean, like in Magic, you get to untap all your lands and you'd be able to play an additional land.
Yeah. So you're still kind of like thinking it's like limited to 1.
It's either limited or banned.
Okay.
There's no way that you could have 3 of these in your deck. I'm sorry.
Well, you're wrong.
I mean, really? Oh,
Yeah.
is it because the 10 spells, and so you can only have like 30? Like if you have 30 spells in your graveyard, you're essentially just dead because you have no cards in your library.
It's kind of, I'm going to be kind of general because it's hard to kind of get into the nitty gritty for someone who doesn't know like all the finer details, but the whole gimmick of this deck is literally like late game to finally play this and blow out the opponent for the win. But prior to that, all the spells in the class are generally speaking just okay spells. They're not bad, but like they're nothing that's like really advancing you towards knocking your opponent's life down or anything. So like usually when you do the D shift turn, your opponent's at like full health or a little more than full health.
Okay.
So it's kind of like literally the whole wombo combo. And there is such a thing as called double D shifting, which is like you play D shift 1 turn, you go to the next turn, you do your stuff, and then you D shift again to have another turn.
Okay. So the it's not limited or banned because the card's powerful. It's not limited or banned because the rest of the deck is just kind of mid.
Yeah, so yeah, the game has kind of progressed and gotten faster to the point that like games are going to be usually over before you can actually like finally commit a dimension shift. That's why it's like if you get to this, like, dude, you like your opponent's like super playing slow apparently because game should have been gone like 5 turns ago, kind of thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, because it's another thing too where it's like a lot of the spells you play, a lot of them don't even deal with the board. They just help you with like cycling cards in hand. So it's like, cool, you're getting spells in Cemetery, but at the same time, I'm also still just punching you. And, you'll probably die before you can actually commit to this. And I don't think, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but I don't think there's an easy, consistent way to get Kuon. Like, there is some draw and discarding in the deck, but there's no, like, hard tutor or anything where it's like, it is consistent, you're gonna get him when you need him.
I feel like that's a little bit of a shame.
Yeah.
If I had known a lot of the spells were, like, not geared towards whittling down your opponent, so that you could like double turn kill an opponent, I probably would have changed my answer.
That's fair. I know, and it's hard to kind
the
of
effect
like.
It's really powerful. It's just the effect in the deck isn't very powerful.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of like Is at that point, it's almost like I just have to like tell you like how the whole class works, and it's just tough to do that in a shorter video. I mean, this video is actually decently long, anyways. But yeah, it just and I'm trying to have these kind of be fun as far as like referencing like other Magic cards, to a certain degree. So yeah, no, it's fine. Some people really like this deck, and like fan base wise, some people like almost effeminize like Huan to a certain degree as well, and it's just funny to like see people do that. So he's kind of like a fan favorite. Yeah, so that's D-Shift. Let's see, the next card. Oh my god. So the next one, okay, yeah, there's a few supplemental cards for this, but this is the main dude.
Vice Death Grip. He's a 3/3 Machina Zealot for 5.
Yep. And Machina.
Other Machina follow. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Machina follow. Machina is like a well supported and established like archetype, just so you know.
Okay. Each other Machina follower on your field has Rush.
Yeah.
Fanfare. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. From among them, you may reveal up to 2 Machina follows not named Vice Death Grip and add them to your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You may summon up to 2 Machina follows that cost 2 or less from your hand.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping to pull from this? Is what I guess what my question would be.
I'm glad you asked. Well, I show you. Also, keep in mind
that's really what depends on how good this card is.
Yeah, and do keep in mind that the 2 cards you grab out of the 5 don't necessarily have to be the things that you play for free, because they go to your hand, and then it says you can play from your hand 2 or less cards.
Yeah, it's just whatever you're hoping to play for free.
Yeah,
because like on turn 5, you basically get this guy out, and then you also get 4 extra mana value worth of summons out for free, and then you basically get to like Soft Tutor 5 or Soft Tutor 2 from 5.
And then they also get Rush as well from his first effect.
Rush.
Yeah, which, for a friendly reminder for people, Rush is attacking tapped followers, not Storm, which is like unfettered haste. But yeah, so the first card that is really good to get off of Vice is Rolla here.
The 2/2 Machina Faith Eidolon for 2.
Yep.
2 to evolve. Fanfare, put a repair mode token into your EX area. If this card was put onto the field by an ability, evolve it. Oh, so she just auto evolves from. Okay.
Yeah, and also you can ignore the repair mode tokens. They're part of the playstyle, but for the sense of like talking about Vice, you don't have to worry about them.
Okay. So evolve.
This.
On evolve, choose 1. Select an enemy follower on the field and deal damage to an equal number of Machina followers on your field, which you'd have at least 3 at that point.
Yeah.
Give this follower Storm okay, so you can just literally give it Storm.
Just punch face. Yeah. Okay, so there's that, and I got one more card. If you want to think about it a little more, that's fine. But I got one more card.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay.
Robo Whip Reverend.
Yep.
Machina Faith Zealot, 2/2 for 2. Fanfare, put a repair bone token into your EX area. If this card was put onto the field by an ability, give each Machina follower on the field +1/+1. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you do Vice, you'd grab 2 cards, and then you can play 2/2 cost Machina cards or less. So you do Rolla and Robo Whip, and then Rolla also just auto evolves because she was summoned by a card effect, or a card by an ability, I should specify. Also, keep in mind when cards auto evolve like this, where it's just like part of an ability to evolve it, that doesn't count towards the once per turn Evo of the game. So you could still, if you play another follower, you could still evolve it manually.
So if you got 2 Rollas, they could just both auto evolve for free.
Or double Rollas, double auto evolve, And the Robo Whip gives everything +1/+1.
Yeah.
And he gets Rush because of Vice.
It's tough to say on this one. I feel like it could be limited, but the problem is that like if you're playing this and you're tutoring 2, like you probably wouldn't have 2 of these out, because you're putting more out in the field, so you have at least 3 slots taken up out of 5, so like you wouldn't want to play another one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason that like I'd probably say that he's not limited.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any like better context, but is when you check, I'm curious as far as magic words go. you said tutor with Vice, but this is technically a check top 5, but is checking top X cards like considered tutoring in Magic, or is that like...
No, I can't think of what the freaking term is called.
I wouldn't consider this like scrying, because you're not putting them back on top in any order, but yeah, it's...
I don't necessarily know if there's like a specific keyword. There are effects that do this, but I don't think there's like a specific keyword associated with doing this.
Gotcha. Oh, that's fair. It doesn't look like maybe there's like a certain terminology for it, but that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of card effects that do this, or similar to this, but...
Yeah, it's not like a keyword.
I don't think there's a specific keyword associated with it.
That's fair. Yeah. So you're kind of like leaning towards like it being okay?
I mean... It might end up being limited. Like, it is very strong, but it's just like, as soon as you play it, you're gonna put 2 more things onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
That's 3 of your 5 card slots. So you can't, like, you could play another one, but then you only have 1 slot to put another thing on.
Yeah.
Other Machina followers, they don't get rushed twice.
Right, yeah, there's no double rush.
That wouldn't really do anything.
That's true.
I guess it would just be to, like, you know, search like top deck cards to try and find better stuff to put out. Also, like, I mean, I guess the other case would be like if you ran 3 copies, you'd be more likely to draw him more consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't.
So maybe,
I mean, he doesn't synergize with himself because obviously you can't play him because he's a 5 cost and you can't grab him.
Yeah, you can't get specifically said you can't grab him. So
yeah, so
I mean,
that's fine.
He might just be fine.
Okay. So you're just locking in at fine, not ban or limited.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're right, honestly. Like, he's fine. He's like, so there is kind of like I don't know if it's like a super common turn, but it's kind of like people call like the Vice turn, where basically it's like if you're going first on turn 5, you're just like Vice, like try to dump stuff onto the board. You know, ideally like Rolas or Robo Whip Wyvern. There's a couple other ones that are decent as well, but like he's good. And when you do a turn 5, it's kind of like, oh boy, I got a board to deal with now, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's definitely a strong turn 5.
Yeah, so no, he's good, and he's kind of like one of the main cards for the Machina Haven archetype. But I mean, he's fine. He's strong, but he's not broken or anything. No, you're good. You got one. Yay!
Hooray!
Hooray! All right, so yeah, we'll move on to the next one. This one's 8 out of 11. We're getting there. We're almost done.
Sorry if I'm talking too much.
No, that's fine. But yeah, so we got Anea Amethyst Rebel.
Anea Amethyst Rebels, 2/2 Machina Demon for 4. Fanfare, search your deck for a Machina follower that costs 3 or less, summon it, then shuffle your deck. LTB, give your leader +2.
Yeah, and again, just as a friendly reminder for people, the purple L means last words or leave the battlefield, as Serge said. And it only triggers if it goes from the field to the cemetery specifically, not if it gets banished or goes back to hand or back to deck.
Okay, so what are you getting with this card?
I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. First would be this card, potentially.
Momo Immortal Garnet.
Mono. M-O-N-O.
Oh, sorry. I read it was M-O-M-O. I was like,
yeah.
It's Momo!
It's Momo. No. Yeah, Mono or Mono. Yeah.
Fanfare, summon an assembly droid.
Yeah, I'll show you that in a second. Yeah.
Okay. Strike, select an enemy follower on the field and deal damage. And deal it damage. Oh yeah, I forgot they do that in Shadowverse. I don't really like how they word it. The deal it damage instead of deal damage to it. Yeah,
it's partially I think it's partially like trying to keep the text clean and like use as few words as possible. But yeah, I can understand like reading it for the first time. You know, it sounded a little odd. Okay, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it damage equal to the number of other Machina followers on your field, which will probably be a few. Paid 0, I guess. Give this +1/+1 and storm. Activate only if there are 5 Machina followers on your field and only once per turn. Yeah. So this is what, turn 3 we're doing this? Well, turn 3 you could play mono and it would make the assembly droid. On turn 4 you could play Anea summon mono because she's a 3 cost. Yeah. And when you summon her, you'll also get an assembly droid, which is this. Okay, the assembly droid is also Machina. Okay. Tap, bury 3 Machina followers, select an enemy follower on the field and deal 5 damage to it. Okay. Yeah. So that's one card, and then there is one more 3 cost with one card that it pairs with. I just want to show you. Nicola Forbidden Strength. Machina Departed. So 3/3, evolve this follower, or Fanfare, bury the top 2 cards of your deck. Yep. Okay. And then it evolves for 1. On evolve, select a Machina card that costs 2 or less in your cemetery and put it into your EX area. It costs 2 less to play this turn. Can things cost 0?
in this game?
Yes,
can you
they can
reduce to
cost
0?
3. Yep. They can't be less than 0, but they can go down to 0. And then the last card that would be the thing that ideally you grab at this point is this.
Equal Enduring Steward. Okay,
Yeah, it's
so this
another
will
copy.
you would tutor to put in your react zone.
Yeah.
Well, there's another. This has Rush and Bane. Fanfare. If this wasn't put onto the field from hand, give it Assail. What's Assail?
So Assail is a keyword that allows it to attack a standing follower.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Leave the battlefield. Or last words. Discard
Yeah.
2 Machina cards. Put this into its owner's EX area and give it. This costs 1 less to play. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that is forever until you play it. So it's not like it's only 1 less to play for the turn. It could last in the EX area for multiple turns potentially.
Yeah. So it's basically like every time if you kill it, it just goes back to the EX area, and then if you play it, fanfares triggers. So it's basically always going to have a sale.
Yeah. But you do have to discard 2 Machina cards from hand in order to bring it back to the EX area. So it's a heavy hand cost.
Yeah. Okay. Go back to original card.
Yeah, no problem.
I feel like this is limited.
Okay.
Because it isn't necessarily what it tutors into isn't necessarily things that are coming. Like the initial one comes onto the battlefield, but then you're talking about stuff that tutors to the EX area or is created in the EX area, which is like, half field, half hand.
Yeah, so the assembly droid is summoned. Like that goes onto the field. Just making sure you remember that correctly.
Oh, I thought it. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
I thought
you were
it was the EX area.
Gotcha. That's why I was thinking like maybe you're just talking about Nicola and like grabbing the other copy of himself into the EX area. But yeah, the assembly droid that Mono plays on summon also gets summoned to the board. So like turn 4, let's say you'd play 4 for Anea. Anea searches for 3 costs. You grab Mono, Fanfare, ETB triggers, and it would summon the assembly droid onto the board.
Yeah. So yeah, again, it does crowd the board, but this can happen. I mean, you still need Vice, right? And Vice is the same.
Well,
archetype.
so keep it. So a little bit of context there. Vice is Machina, but he's in Havencraft. He's not in. Okay. This is Abysscraft. So,
right. Okay, so he wouldn't be in the same deck.
Yeah, so basically,
I was like, why would you play this if you can just wait and with an uncluttered board and play Vice?
Yeah, so basically, like, imagine like there's a machine attribute archetype in white, and that's what Vice is in, and this is in black.
Okay.
But keep in mind too, you can't mix colors. Like, only white cards play with white cards and neutrals, and black cards only play with black cards.
Yeah. So this is basically just Vice in black.
Essentially, yeah. This is about as close to Vice in black.
But it happens a turn earlier. But what you get isn't quite as good as what Vice brings.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty good.
But I mean, do keep in mind too, Vice only checks top 5. You can search your deck with Anea.
Yeah.
Also, for a little bit of synergy explanation, the last words to heal to works well with the assembly droid because you have to bury 3 Machina followers. So you can bury Anea to heal to.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just figured, at least connect the dots there for you.
This is another one of those instances, just like Vice, where it's either banned or it's fine because of how much board clutter it makes. So like having multiple of them is like not very beneficial. So this is either a perfectly fine card or it's just banned.
So for a little bit of context of the Machina Abysscraft archetype playstyle and Mono's second effect, the 0 play point ability, the whole point of this archetype is to get 5 followers on board. So then there's another Mono as well that I won't get into, but basically the big payoff is getting 5 Machinas on board to get some big payoff by having 5 on board. Now granted, Anea herself won't get you that payoff because it's just 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5 slots on the board. But that's the idea, is like you try to like bam onto the board followers to get these like, bigger effects. I mean, this is kind of like an okay effect, but this is like the payoff, quote unquote. Giving her +1/+1 storm, strike, deal 4 to something.
So then I'd probably say that this card is fine. Like Anea, like having 3 in your deck means that you're probably more likely to draw an Anea by turn 4. I mean, I guess that's something. I guess it just depends on what ultimately what you're, but like you said, that there's like big payoffs for having lots of Machina on your field, but like I don't know what those are.
Yeah, let me
other than like the one card.
Let me show you the one, maybe one more card that. Well, actually, I might have to show you a few cards. let me get those.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just say that this card is fine. Like with my current knowledge, I'd probably say that this card is fine if Vice was fine.
Okay, that's fair enough. Final answer then.
Yeah.
Okay. It is limited to one.
Oh, okay, it is limited. It's probably to break up consistency.
So yes, this is this was the card I was kind of referencing earlier as far as like when decks perform too well, they hit consistent pieces in this game. And Anea is kind of that consistency piece because it's like decks can try, like it's kind of crazy. Decks can try to clear board as much as possible, but it's like they're still gonna like it's that meme of like Family Guy where it's like Peter destroys the barn and then like the Amish people just rebuild it in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's literally this archetype. It is like I board broke everything, your turn, spit everything back out, still punch you for face, and it's just like, oh my god, like what are we doing here? Kind of thing.
I don't understand something though, because if they don't want decks to operate consistently, then why allow playsets in the first place? Because in Magic, your playset is 4, but playsets allow formats like standard or like modern to run with relative consistency.
So
like that's the whole point.
It just kind of gave enough consistency to the deck, and like this is kind of like an alternate way to kind of push for game is the Storm and +1/+1, and obviously dealing with something on the board with the strike effect. That it just was just a little too much. They were just like the deck's performing just a little too well, and we can't hit mono because people love mono, and she's kind of like the shtick of the archetype. So we're gonna hit a consistency piece, which was Anea.
I would kind of like to see like Shadowverse, but in like a singleton format.
Well, there's Glory Finder, which is a singleton 50 copy cards, 1 copy of a card in the deck, and it's across any color in that format. There is a Machina like you could build because you can use all the Machinas from all the different colors. Actually, one of my friends locally has that deck.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun.
It probably is. I'm saying probably because we haven't played it, but like just I know the cards and just the theory behind it. It does sound like it would be fun. But in singleton format, for what it's worth, it's not like she's limited. Well, she can't be limited because it's only a singleton copy format. But it's not like she's banned in that or anything. Yeah, she's just hit the 1, unfortunately.
That's my mistake then.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Next is number 9. Here he is. Here's the Chad.
Urias Final Vampire.
Yep.
3/3 vampire for 3. 1 to evolve. Fanfare. Put a horrible knight token onto your EX area. Wow, he literally is just Dracula.
Yeah.
The horrible knight to have a curse.
Yep. It's meant to be like and he's a vampire, so it's all meant to be a reference.
It's literally just a Castlevania reference.
Yeah. The token, there is a description of the token below, but it's not super formatted well, so I'll just kind of show you the actual card.
This can be played if you played another horrible knight this turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if he summons it, does that count as playing it?
No, so it's just going back to his base form. So on Fanfare, you put the token into your EX area, so it's essentially in your hand. You don't put it on the field. Okay. Yeah.
For the rest of your turn, whenever your leader loses defense, deal 1 damage to each enemy leader and give your leader 1 life.
Yeah. So and the reason why you can't play multiple horrible knights in a turn is because if you play like let's say 2 and you hit yourself for 1, you're hitting your opponent for 2 and then you're healing 2, and that's just kind of gets insane. They just wanted to be like forever. Yeah.
You'd be like playing Omnislus. Let's go, 1 pinks forever.
Yeah, so
my fiance has an ob deck, and it's so annoying. He just tutors for all will be 1, and then he's just like, cool, I hit you for 1, and then because I dealt 1 to you, 1 for all triggers, and then that triggers ob again, and then ob hits you for 1 again, and then
it's like a perpetual loop.
It's ob gets a +1, that's it, and then because ob got a +1, all will be 1 deals 1 damage to you, and then that triggers ob again, and then it's just an infinite cycle where I kill you.
Yeah. So the whole point of a horrible knight is whenever I take damage, I don't actually take the damage, I redirect it to you, basically, is the gimmick of it. So
and it's for each instance too.
Yeah, it's for each instance. And keep in mind that if you take 2 damage, let's say, then you only still heal 1 and burn your opponent 1. So it doesn't scale based on how much you get hit for, it's just the instance of being hit. Just little finer detail.
Okay.
So as you saw, Urias can still evolve. I call him Urias. Some people call him Urias. I don't really care. But he evolves for 1, so I'll show you his unevolve.
Oh, he gets swole.
Yeah.
Man gets hench.
That's why I call him a Chad, because I mean, lore-wise as well. He is like lore-wise, personality-wise. He's just literally like, I just want to fight strong people and like have a good battle. That's like basically his whole like personality.
That's fine. That's nice.
Yeah.
On evolve, choose up to 3. Can you choose the same one multiple times?
No, you can only choose one once. But you could choose 1, you could choose 2, you could choose 3, but you can't do like, I'll choose to do the first one 3 times or something like that.
Okay. Select an enemy follower on the field. Do 3 damage to it and 1 damage to your leader. Deal 1 damage to your leader and each enemy follower on the field. Deal 1 damage to your leader and draw a card.
Yeah. So do you see the synergy with the horrible knight token?
Yeah. So you just single proc yourself 3 times.
Yeah. And then once they get done resolving, you're like, oh, just kidding. I heal 3 and burn you 3.
Yeah. How much does he cost again?
He is a 3 cost on base and evolves for 1. But keep in mind the horrible knight costs 1 as well. So if you want the whole thing, you have to be on turn 5 or 4 if you're going second, because you get the evolve point.
Yeah. Wait, go back to the base. Oh, right, because it puts it in your EX area. You have to still have to cast it. Is there any like follow-up cards for this one, or like?
Yeah, I do have one. There's one, and it's kind of like the main follow-up card. Well, main card but yeah, I'll show you that one.
Valneric, Omen of Lust. While Sanguine is active for you, this follower has Storm. Okay, so like that's a given then.
Sanguine, yeah, so you probably can tell by context, but just so viewers know, Sanguine is an ability that is turned on when you take damage in a turn. So obviously Urius is hitting yourself multiple times, so you can't like trigger Sanguine multiple times, but just if you get hit once, Sanguine's active, and that's all that matters. And you can heal, and it's still active. Healing doesn't affect it.
This follower has Storm, and then it has Strike. Deal X damage to each enemy leader. X equals the number of times your leader has lost defense this turn. If your leader's defense is 7, give this follower +2/+2.
You can kind of ignore that last step, that last like sentence of if your life is 7 exactly, get +2/+2.
But the Storm Strike, deal X damage to each enemy leader. X equals the number of times your leader has lost defense this turn.
Yeah.
Like on his evolve, he just like it happens 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, obviously, like turn 7 or 6, if you're going second, you could play Urius for 3, get the horrible knight token, play the horrible knight token, and that's the 3rd play point, and then pay 1 to evolve him, that's the 5th play point, do all 3 effects, and then with the last 2 play points, play Valneric and just be like, Storm on strike, burn you for 3, and I'm still hitting you for 2 more with the attack.
Yeah, you're hitting just with Valneric, you're hitting for 5. Horrible Knight does 3, and then the guy does he do any damage to leader? I forget.
No, he's just a 4/4.
For follower,
he doesn't do any damage.
He does 3 damage to a follower, and then he does 1 damage to each follower, and then he does 1 damage, or no, you draw a card. Yeah, so that's still like half life, but like turn. I'm assuming that you've played Valneric like earlier and not the same turn.
So you can, however, because she is so weak, she's a 2/2, like she doesn't tend to stick around that long. So this would be kind of in the perfect situation. It would be kind of like a turn 7 play between, obviously you're only evaluating Urius at the end of the day, but as far as like the full wombo combo turn, it's on turn 7/6.
Yeah, because it's such a late card, I don't know if limiting him would do much as far as consistency, because I mean you're hoping to get him by late game. That's not to mention that he only costs, well, I mean you're burning up your mana in other ways, but
for what it's worth, remember how I said Machina Abyss was really strong, spamming stuff out. If you think about it with this card's a pretty newer card. It's at 17. He does 1 to the board, and like the assembly droids were 1 defense followers, and then he deals 3 to something as well, and then you can rush with him into something. Yeah,
I'm thinking he's either limited or he's probably just pre-banned. We haven't had many banned cards. He might just be banned.
I'm trying to think if there's any like more context I can give, but I don't really think so. One thing I was gonna just mention is what is kind of fun with him. You can play him for 3, get the horrible knight token, and you don't have to play the horrible knight token that turn. You can sit on it.
Yeah.
And you can evolve him for just 1, so 4 play points total. And like if your opponent really doesn't have anything to like that you feel like you have to do all 3 effects, you can just be like, I hit myself for 1 and draw a card. And later on in the game, you can like sit on multiple like self-pinging cards and you go, okay, I play the horrible night token now, and then I hit myself a bunch, but I'm really actually hitting you. And so it's kind of like he's kind of like a modal card basically. It's like you could do wombo combo everything at once, or you could like kind of do them half at the moment and then half later kind of thing.
I'm probably gonna say that like he's very versatile. I'm probably gonna say that he's limited.
Okay. You're locking in on that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. He's actually fine. He's
is he really? I mean, yeah. He seems pretty strong.
He is strong. He is. I love this card. He is like, this was the card. So remember how I told you originally I was going to do 10 cards, but then I'm like, oh, just kidding, 11. It's because I love this dude, and like, he's just such a fun card to play.
That's fair. He does seem very fun.
Yeah,
I just thought that he did like a lot, and like if you're playing him like turn 7, you're basically dealing half life to somebody just like up front.
Yeah, and honestly, that's fine because like you've kind of said before, like by turn 7, that's like kind of in between the like 6 to 8 turn range that like most games tend to be. Yeah. So it's like at that point, someone's gonna be like, okay, we gotta like wrap this up. Someone's gonna get their face kicked in eventually, you know. So
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, no, he's a Chad. I love this guy so much. He's great. Valnark's great too, but so the other thing too with Urius, I just want to mention, not that this really like affects anything, but he kind of solved a problem. So he solved the problem, and the problem is the Omen pack. So there's a package of cards called the Lust package is what I usually call it, but they're all like Omen Demon, like self-pinging yourself multiple times on a turn kind of thing. And the problem that prior to Urius was you could hit yourself a lot, but the payoff was like at best, it was just like deal damage to the board equal to the number of times you've hit yourself, essentially. I'm just kind of short-handing everything, but it's kind of like, cool, I'm having to hit myself like 5 times to deal 5 to the board and kill like taller things. It's like, it doesn't feel worth, you know?
Yeah.
So, but Urius with the Horrible Night token, it's just like, cool, activate Horrible Night, I hit myself 5 times, just kidding, I actually hit you 5 times, and then swing at you and just board wipe your board, and like, I'm okay now, you know, kind of thing. So, yeah, Urius kind of helped Sanguine become more of a real, like, solid deck, essentially. Also, there is a vampire attribute playstyle which has like nothing to do with Sanguine, but he is so good that people literally just throw Urius into vampires, like, even though like that's not the main archetype of, or not the play style of the deck.
I mean, that's fair, because it's still, you still get the Horrible Night token, and it's still like, it can be like a mini like just board ping, where you can just deal 3 and then you deal 1 to everything. So like, if you can just weaken somebody's board state a lot just by having it.
Yeah, and one of the issues that vampires have right now as a playstyle is it's very similar to Machina in the sense of you board spam like vampire, and there's 4 spat tokens which are just 1/1 vanillas, and the whole gimmick is you're supposed to give the bats like buffs, like either buff attack or give it like keywords and that kind of stuff. But it's very the problem with vampires is you build the board and then you go pass, and then your opponent's just like, okay, I deal with the board and now your turn. And so it's like you're just constantly like, you're just rebuilding the board but no way to commit to lethal a lot of the time. And so Urius helps with that because, you know, he helps ping the opponent 3 times with his Horrible Night and his On Evolve. So he helps at least kind of get your opponent down easier.
All right.
So yeah, I love this man. He is a Chad. Actually, I don't know if I still have it. I put a I took the base Evo form of this and I put the Chad like face over him. It was just like, it just felt
nice.
So appropriate. All right, so we got 2 left, and so here's the card.
Benaria Wavering Will, the 1/3 Supreme
follower attribute. The Supreme attribute is like nothing you need to worry about, just for what it's worth.
Okay, I mean, it's just because it's a card type.
Yeah.
Whenever a follower on your field evolves, give your leader 2 life.
Yep.
Fanfare, select a leaf
Forest Craft
follower. Okay. Forest Craft follower from your cemetery that costs 2 or less and put it into your EX area. It costs 2 less to play this turn.
Yep.
All right. So what are you putting in your graveyard?
I'm glad you asked. Let me show you. There's going to be 2 cards. They both evolve, so there'll be 4 cards total, but you know.
Oh, wonderful. A free evolve card.
Yeah. And not only that, but read the next line.
Caretaker. You may play any number. Wait, you may. Okay, yeah, you may play any number of evolve per turn. When a follower on your field evolves, give your leader 1 life.
Yep.
Okay, so this is just the life gain deck.
Yeah, so like if you have like Spinaria on the field and then you grab her and play her back for free because, you know, she's a 2 cost, so Spinaria can grab her. You play her and you're just like, I evolve her for free. And then it's just like her on evolve is just still the like you heal 1. So it's essentially +3 life.
Yeah. She just gets better automatically. And then what's the other thing you grab?
The other guy is this one.
Okay, when to evolve. You may play any number. Okay, so same effect. Whenever a follower on your field evolves, select a Tokyo.
Yeah, you can just pronounce it as Tokyo, like Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be? It's just
yeah,
fantasy Tokyo?
Yeah, it's meant to be like a cyberpunk-esque, futuristic Tokyo, Japan setting. And these guys are like the rebels who are trying to like bring nature back into the city. I just want to show you the on evolve as well.
Oh, right. You may play anyone. Yeah, on evolve. Select an enemy leader or enemy follower on the field and deal 1 damage to it. Whenever a follower on your side of the field evolves, select a Tokyo follower and give it +1/+1. Okay.
Yeah. So the main gimmick is like you have a few different followers that are 2 costs that can let multiple evolves happen per turn.
For 3 mana, whenever follower on the field evolves, it gives. So I mean, you're gaining a bit of life. You do get to tutor on fanfare. Well, from the graveyard, I guess you get to. It's not exactly recursion because you don't. Yeah, I was like, it's not. I can't call it recursion or reanimate because you're not putting it on the battlefield. You're putting it to your EX area.
And I will give you a little bit of context if it helps at all while you're kind of hemming and hawing. Later on in the game, it is possible to evolve all 4 other follower slots other than Spinaria. Like obviously Spinaria doesn't evolve. So in theory, if you still had the Verdant City or Verdant Authority Caretaker, you could heal up 12 life because the other 4 followers are healing. And you'd get 3 per heal or 3 per evolve. I'm just giving you like kind of the math context of like it is possible, you know.
I'd say this is probably okay. Having multiple copies of this on the field is like, yeah, okay, you get them. You can search your graveyard and put it into EX. Then now you've got multiple Spinarias on the field and they don't evolve, so you aren't getting the value of the on evolve effects. Well, I guess she gives the +2 when something evolves, but she doesn't evolve herself, so like playing multiple of hers isn't probably like the greatest.
Yeah, I mean it does feel kind of like diminishing, especially for 3 play points. It is like kind of, it seems like diminishing value if you have like multiple Spinaria on board.
Yeah, again, I think that like the only reason this would be limited is to like limit consistency of like seeing her as you play, but I think she's probably fine.
Okay.
Probably gonna say she's fine.
I think she's fine. Okay. And you're locking in on that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you are correct. She is fine.
Okay.
It's kind of funny actually. I was playing one of my friends was playing this against me, and it's kind of funny that each round, so it's best of 1 in this game, and each round is 30 minutes long. I kid you not, when I was playing my friend against him and he was playing this deck against me, we played like a 45-minute match because like he just healed so much that it's just like, dude, I need to kill you. It can heal a lot, but it can't like dish damage that well. So it's just like he's just healing.
It's just you heal and then you have no way to close out the game.
Yeah, so it was like a 45-minute and I lost because I decked out. But because it was a 45-minute match though, in this game when time runs out, it's double loss unless someone actually concedes.
I see.
So I think most like card game 1v1 tournaments tend to do that nowadays, generally speaking. So it is something where it's like the deck is strong, but like you're kind of screwing yourself over because you're just making the game run so long in a tournament setting.
Yeah, in Magic there's a time limit. Well, at least in pre-release, you play best of 3. Well, no, you still play 3 games regardless, but it's obviously you get points depending on how many times you win. If you win the majority, then you get a point overall. But there's a time limit for playing all 3 games, and if you get to the 3rd game and you hit time limit, you each get 1 turn, and then it's whoever has the most life.
Yeah.
Like they don't play around. They're like, you each get 1 turn to try and shore up your life total, or try and juke the other person's life down below yours, and then that's it. Yeah,
no, there's not even that in this. It's just like, time's gonna be up. Does anyone concede? No, okay, you both lose. It's like, I don't care what your life is. It's tough because it's like they got so many rounds. They usually have like about 6 to 7 rounds before top cut into top. I think it's top. Oh shoot, is it top 16? Yeah, it's top 16. And then they still got to do. And then like once you do top 16, you got deck check, which takes like 2 hours usually, and then the final matches. So for the sake of time, and they do these tournaments in one day, so it's like for the sake of time, it's like okay, 30 minutes. Once it's up, we got to keep moving, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because everything's on a schedule.
Yeah,
so they want to make sure that everything's running on time. So yeah, you can't have matches going outrageously long.
Yeah, that's why it's like even when you have like if the in theory the turn 0, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, okay, whose life it is, it's like okay, that could still be another like 20 minutes. People thinking and trying to play the right cards. So all right, so good, you got that one, and then we finally get to the last card. Here we go, and it's another Evo, so I'll show you the evolve shortly.
Ice Shillendrig.
Yep.
Gilded Autocrat. This is a 5/5 Wasteland Departed Demon.
Yep.
For 5. 1 to evolve. Fanfare. If there's no magic train on your field, summon one.
Yep.
When this becomes engaged, each opponent discards a card.
And engaged is the tap. So basically when he becomes tapped, your opponent has to discard a card.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll show you the Magic Train before the evolve just because the Magic Train is mentioned here.
Yeah.
And this is remember how I said Bunny and Baron was one of the few cards that maneuver/crew? This is the other card that you can maneuver/crew.
I see. So pay 1 and tap any number of followers on your field that cost a total of 5 or more. Okay, so it's crew 5. Well, cost. Okay, so it's not
cost.
The cost.
And do keep in mind, Ice Shillendrig is a 5 cost.
Okay, so you could literally just tap him. Okay.
Yep. You gotta pay 1 pay point, but yes.
Maneuver this. So this is a 4/5. Okay, it has rush, and then it has strike. Select an engaged enemy follower on the field, destroy it, and give your leader 2 life. Damn, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. And then here's the evolve.
On evolve, discard a card. Select 2 followers in your cemetery and add them to your hand. When this becomes engaged, each opponent discards a card. During your turn, whenever a player discards a card, select an enemy follower on the field and engage it. So I see the method here. You summon the Magic Train, you evolve.
Yeah.
You can do the
discard
on-evolve effect. Then you use him. You engage him to maneuver the Magic Train. And because you've done that, your opponent discards a card, and because your opponent's discarded a card, you can
engage an enemy follower.
Engage an enemy follower, and because you've done that, then you can rush with Magic Train to kill it.
Correct. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the last effect here says during your turn, whenever a player discards a card. So when you discard a card for its on evolve, so you're tapping 2 followers.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize I glossed over that it said a player. I thought it went an opponent. So yeah, I guess you could engage 2 followers, and then you could just choose whichever one to nuke on the spot.
Yeah, so you would run the Magic Train into 1 and then pop the other one and heal 2. Okay, and then so keep in mind too, 5 defense. You know how I told you like 3/3 for the trusty getaway car was kind of like low. 5 is actually kind of more on the beefier end, where it's actually a little tougher and it doesn't help in the Magic Train as well because you've got a follower with 5 or more attack. I'm just gonna pop that instead and run into like this like 1/1 weenie, that like I know won't kill the Magic Train.
Yeah, you can engage whatever one is gonna let the Magic Train live and then kill the other one.
Yeah.
And so you just kill both, and then at the end of the turn, it stops being a creature.
Right, and then it stops being a creature, it loses all the damage it took, and so when you re-maneuver it again later, look, it's a 4/5 again.
Yeah.
And a little bit of gameplay explanation here. So it has rush, right? So when you first play the Magic Train, it can only rush into a sideways follower, a tapped follower, but... Yeah. Per game rules, so there is so I say summoning sickness for this game, but it's not technically summoning sickness. The rule is if a card did not exist on your board at the start of your turn, you cannot attack with it. So if the turn comes back around where the Magic Train is still on the board as an amulet, the Magic Train existed at the start of your turn. So when you re-maneuver this, you can actually just punch your opponent for 4 and then pop an engaged follower and heal 2.
It's so with cards like this in Magic, it's kind of also like that. Okay. So like the first turn you played the card.
Yeah.
It like with a vehicle, it usually comes on as like an artifact because it doesn't come on as a creature.
Okay.
So because it comes on the battlefield as an artifact, it doesn't have summoning sickness. So then if you crew it and it's a creature now, it doesn't need haste to attack.
So that's funny
because it started as an artifact, not a creature.
So that's funny because in Shadowverse, it has summoning sickness on the turn you play it. So it can only rush into something on the first turn, and you can only rush into an enemy engaged follower. But then on subsequent turns, it can just punch the opponent because it already pre-existed on the board at the start of the turn.
Yeah.
So it's like opposite there.
I'd probably say that this guy is limit 1, just because he's very. You could have 2. I'm like, it's not crazy to think that you could have 2 or more of him.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm not sure. When you say 2 or more of him, do you mean ice?
Yeah, I mean ice, like, because you're only getting the Magitrain, and the Magitrain not only takes up 1 slot, like you're only getting the Magitrain, and that's your combo piece.
Right.
You're not relying on like hoping to like find something or hoping to have something in your cemetery. You're just you automatically get the Magitrain.
Right. And do keep in mind it says if there is no Magitrain, summon one. So if you
that's right. Okay, so yeah.
If you replay him, you can't get multiple Magitrains.
But I mean, like, that's the thing, is like the Magitrain is the combo piece, so actually no, because they'd only be able to kill it as a creature, and there isn't any like amulet removal. That's good.
Yeah, and I do have a couple
in terms of Magic where it's just like, oh, you just kill it as an amulet because like you just spot removal it off the freaking face of the earth.
Right.
You can't,
and I do have
really do that at will.
I do have a couple like context cards for what it's worth too if you do want a little more context.
Sure.
Okay. Not that one yet. This one first.
Dead rights. Banish this and Eishilendrig, Gilded Autocrat, from your cemetery. Select an enemy follower on the field and engage it. Okay.
So if the opponent has like a standing follower and you're like, dang, I can't have the Magitrain like pop it with the on-strike effect, you can just be like, I'm just gonna banish Dead to Rights and Ice from the cemetery to tap your dude. So now I can pop it with the train. Did I like short circuit your brain?
I'm just thinking because like this card, like now I know that this card exists, so like that makes limiting Eishilendrig like much more detrimental because this card exists, and you'd probably obviously his face is on it, so you'd probably play this card with him.
Yeah.
But if there's only one, like if you're only allowed to one copy, then this card is like bad. Like this card's not good.
Well, so this card actually as a spell is not bad because the main effect of the spell is actually below it. It's a 1-cost spell that at quick you can give an enemy follower -2 attack, -2 defense. So you remember that angelic snipe earlier that just said like pay 1, deal 2 to something? This is literally a better angelic snipe.
Yeah. Oh right, because you don't have to do the top. I forgot it's optional.
Yeah.
That's the optional cost.
And it's an
I'm still
effect that
thinking
only
in terms of Magic where that's a required cost.
Oh no! So the bullet, the dashes kind of delineate between like the top part, which is like the effect you can do in the cemetery. So you can banish the Dead to Rights in the cemetery and Icy. A lot of times it's called Icy to engage an enemy follower. But if you just play Dead to Rights from hand, you can give an enemy follower -2/-2. Right. And I have one more card, but I'm letting you think about it.
Yeah, I'm just from the information I've seen so far, I'm thinking that maybe it's fine to have multiple of these out just because of Dead to Rights. But let's see the other card. Okay. Chris. Why is his name Chris?
I don't know. Sometimes. So what's kind of funny is I sometimes will call him Crispy. Because if you kind of say it fast, it sounds like crispy on the patch, like crispy bacon.
Oh, so, yeah. We have some of those in Magic as well.
Yeah.
Some of them make sense, and some of them are just kind of memes, like the original art for Dark Confidant. There's just a dude on it in a hood, and everybody calls him Bob.
Well, yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, some guy won a tournament, and his name was Bob, and he won the tournament. He designed Dark Confidant.
Yes, I think that's correct.
Yeah.
I think his name was Bob, and then everybody just calls him Bob because that's what's on the card, I guess.
And you know what's funny? I'll probably put this on like the screen just for context for people, but there's a card called Gold Rush Ghost. And so for a long time, people just called him GRG for shorthand. Nice. But somebody's phone auto-corrected to Greg. So now it's just like, all right, his name's Greg now.
Heck yeah.
But sorry, I got slightly sidetracked. But anyways, go ahead and read, Chris. Yeah.
Chris Beyond the Patch is a 4/4 with fanfare. Select a Necrophage
Abyss
follower.
Yeah.
Abysscraft follower.
Yep.
In your cemetery, not named Chris Beyond the Patch, that costs 5 or less, so you can go fish for Eishilendrig.
Yeah.
Necrocharge 10, summon it and give it ward. Okay, so that's pretty nice. But like if you're summoning it from your graveyard, you can't do Dead to Rights because you've got to sacrifice it or you've got to banish it from your graveyard.
So while true, do keep in mind that you can then evolve Ice, discard a card, grab 2 cards back, and then, oh, you discarded a card, so just engage an enemy follower.
Oh.
And then you can pay 1. Yeah, and then you can still pay 1 to maneuver the train and tap Ice to make your opponent discard a card. Oh, look, you discarded a card, tap another enemy follower.
Yeah, and then you can run in with Train and just basically kill 1, if not 2.
Yeah, and then keep in mind, Ward is like a taunt effect, where when a card is tapped, you have to fight it before you can fight either, the leader, you, or any other follower. So Ice is also getting a taunt effect off of Chris.
Is there a keyword for taunt? Actually, is taunt just a thing in Magic? I know there's goad, where a creature has to attack if able.
Right. Yeah, so this is kind of the last thing, and it's kind of the most intricate thing. That's why I kind of had this be the last bit of combo.
I think it might be. I think I'm gonna go with that. It's limited.
Limited. Okay.
You can just if there was multiple, then you could get up to all sorts of shenanigans where like if you play him initially and then he dies, and now there's 1 in your graveyard, and then you can do graveyard shenanigans with him, or you can can either play Dead to Rights or you can play Patch to get him back, and then you can have another one on. Like you can summon another one, and that's another fanfare effect.
Well, and keep in mind too, the on-evolve says discard a card, select 2 followers. You could literally discard a card and grab another copy of Ice or Chris, because they're both followers.
That's valid. That seems incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with limited.
Okay. And it is not limited. It has never been limited or banned, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So,
dang, he seems pretty good.
He is so good. He came out in set 11. This is the starter deck version, but doesn't matter, it's the same thing. But he came out in set 11, and I kid you not, in the Necrocharge deck that he's played in, we're in set 18 and he is still played. And only in starting in set 18 are people finally being like, you know what, I think we should only run 2 or 1 copies of him now, because there's just so many other good cards in Necrocharge that it's just we need space somehow. And Ice is starting to get a little too slow, because basically in order for everything to go off, the earliest is turn 7, just Ice himself, right? You need 5 to play him, you need 1 to evolve him, so that's 6, and then 1 to maneuver the Magic Train with Ice, so that's 7.
Yeah.
Chris helped keep him relevant longer, because I don't know if you noticed, but you can actually cheat Ice out a turn sooner. Chris is a 4 cost and he summons a 5 cost or less.
Yeah, so you can cheat him out on turn 4.
Normally you cheat him out on turn 6, because it'd be 4 to play Ice. You're playing 4 to play Chris, which gets Ice, and then 1 to evolve Ice, and then 1 to maneuver the train, so that's 6.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Compared to 7 normally. And Necrocharge 10 on turn 6 is not hard. If you're not at Necrocharge 10 by turn 6, you've clearly done something wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering there's Necrocharge 20,
yeah,
and they're expecting you to potentially have that before some kind of endgame, then
yeah,
I figured as much.
And the problem now that people are kind of cutting Ice down, and I think there was a couple lists that actually had him at 0. At the very least, later on, he's cut down to 0. So Magic Train is really good for 2 followers, right? You play Ice, you get the train, you evolve him, you discard a card, tap 1 follower, you engage him to maneuver the train, your opponent discards a card, you tap another follower, the train swings into 1, pops the other. But right now the format and the meta is kind of more spam heavy, so it's okay, cool, you pop 2 things, but what about my other 1 or 2 dudes? No answer.
So he's not that effective against go wide decks.
Yeah. Exactly. And it helps, for what it's worth, it does help that you could give him ward, which makes them have to punch Ice with Chris's fanfare effect. But even then, by turn 7, when you'd be doing this, it's okay, the game's almost done usually, and it's this is kind of more of a setup piece to perpetually keep using later on, every turn, maneuvering the Magic Train to keep punching for 4 and healing 2. But the game is, at this point, after 7 sets since Ice has come out, the games are starting to get a little too fast for him to be worth it.
Okay.
But for what it's worth, I mean, this Ice being around for 7 sets /8-ish is really good for a card. A lot of times
that makes me think that maybe there was some consideration to limit him at some point, but they just decided not to.
Yeah, he's really good for, because when he came out, and for a little bit after he came out, it was kind of more taller formats. like Burnite. Yeah. Burnite came out after Ice. So you could tap Burnite with with Ice and then just pop Burnite with the train.
Yeah.
So there might have been some consideration, but it was just kind of my friends. And I think there's a few people at one point that were like, dude, can Chris just get like limited, please? Like, if anything, people were complaining about Chris.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chris seems pretty strong for 4 mana. Just you get him as the 4/4. If you're at Necrocharge 10, you get to summon the thing for free, and it's like, Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah. and it's like, and he's already almost there as a 5 cost. I mean, he's 4 cost, but he's almost there as a 5 cost to maneuver the train anyways. Like, you literally can just like play a 1 cost. Because keep in mind with the train, it says tap any number of followers that cost a total of 5 or more.
Yeah.
So Chris is already almost there being a 4 cost. So it's like, okay, just play like literally a 1 cost or something in the deck, and then just pay 1 to tap them all and maneuver the train.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Chris, and it's dumb because he's a 4 cost 4/4. Like, he's not even understated. He is equal statted with his cost. So yeah, people.
He does seem very good. I just find it funny that his name is Chris.
Oh, absolutely, it is funny. There was an older card. I'll put it on the screen probably and post edit. But his first form was Chris Pumpkinhead.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll see if I can pull it up for you in a second, but just for the sake of fun. But yeah. So, and he was actually like decent in a deck at the time, but the deck like fell out of favor. So that was it. I'm not sure how many you've gotten right or wrong off the top of my head. I'll try to put like a.
It probably wasn't a lot. It's probably only like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's just for fun. So like, whatever, you know, it is kind of hard to tell sometimes like what is kind of good and what's not and stuff. So, but it is fun to see like other card game players reason through what they think might be too strong or okay, you know?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, I appreciate you hopping on here, Serge. It was fun. Maybe I'll do it again in the future with you.
Me on.
So
yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good one.